Alright guys, so today we're starting something a little bit new. Never played this game before. Played a lot of Oblivion, plenty of Skyrim, tried to play Morrowind, gave up, but they have this game out for free. Plenty of people say it's amazing, one of the most open world RPGs, truly up to you games that you can play. So I had to hop right on it as soon as it was released for free. Now, I did a little bit earlier, you know, just trying some things out, seeing what was happening, how everything works, and honestly, I'm excited to start a new character for us all to focus on. Now, part of the issue is that I'm with the little bit that I played to begin with, I realized that I had totally misspec'd my entire character, which is bound to happen. So this game, we're gonna put a little bit more focus into a good character, just so I can get over the difficulty hump for newer players and still have an intriguing game. So, I mean, let's get into it. First things first, you have the whole map of Tamriel right here, which is just such a cool visual. There's a lot that I like about this game. Number one being visuals like this for character creation is so fun. The Skyrim one where you just sort through the characters and they give you live 3D models through it, it's kind of meh. Um, in Oblivion, it's similar to the Skyrim way. You're not getting 3D models, but etc. etc. This, however, is very fun because you can just click through everything. I'm probably gonna have to turn that down. That was loud as shit. Give me 1 second. Um, but for the most part, there's a lot of really good stuff. So for this, I'm pretty much every Elder Scrolls game I play, I like to go into a thief, a thief build, and following that, I normally like to do Dark Elf. Over here on Morrowind, that's still so loud. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Their sound engineer is just really fucked up with making this shit overly loud. Dark elves come from Morrowind, tall, dark skin, strong, intelligent, quick, versatile in all manners. This is pretty much a decent all-around character. It's not so much like it is in Oblivion or Skyrim, where dark elves are really good thieves. And that's a like even the Khajiit here, tawny skinned, extremely hardy, intelligent. It doesn't really explain that they're cat people. But by the way, though, I am going Khajiit. I just want to give you all a little view of everything we have around here. Um, so it's all good. Like High Rock, they give you a nice little background so you can understand Bretons are obviously well skilled in magic. But they give you a little bit of background and like an info page, which you didn't really get in Skyrim. Morrowind you got a little bit of, but not exactly. Um, you can look around here. One very interesting thing, however, is that Imperial Province, you no longer have Imperials. In this game, there are no Imperials. So you can choose any of these. I was stupid enough at the beginning to think that this meant, like, I can travel this whole map. But, you know, download the game. It's free if you want to check these all out. I already have a pre-planned idea. And we are going to be Khajiiti, hailing from Elswaya. Gonna be male, gonna be a boy. And we're gonna do custom class. The 10 questions thing is pretty cool, but very time consuming, and you're just gonna end up doing a custom class by the end anyways. Most of these custom classes, not great. Nightblade's pretty good, Assassin's pretty good, but we're gonna do custom. So, a lot of people will say for beginners, and this is the character creation screen, you have your primary skills. These are going to be what levels up most quickly. Your major skills second most quickly, minor skills very slowly. Right here you have your skill advancement for class. These numbers mean times 3 is of course you'll excel at a rate of 1/3 the speed of an average class. And then easy is you'll excel at 3 times the speed of an average class. Over here you have your max hit points per level, which you can mess with, and you see it affects your average. Anyways, give help if you need it. Special advantages, plenty of things. Acute hearing, this will just make it so you can hear things from farther away, but you can already pretty much hear screaming the whole time you're in this. Adrenaline rush, pretty good for your fatigue. Athleticism is pretty much an insta take. Bonus to hit will just let you have higher efficiency versus certain animals. Expertise in, this is a very important advantage that you should pretty much always take. Immunity I am going to take because paralysis is very annoying in this game, so we're going to go immunity to paralysis. If you choose a high elf, you have a natural immunity to paralysis, and you can kind of min-max. Edit over here in special disadvantages, they have one where you can create a weakness to paralysis, but if you have immunity to paralysis, it obviously doesn't matter. Increased magery, we're not going to really mess with that. The health ones are, I've heard, because I'm obviously not an expert, I've read that these are mostly not going to be as beneficial as they seem because their quote unquote cost within your player creation is too heavy for what they really give you. Resistance is good, but we'll look at this later. I'm just gonna go through and show y'all a bit of everything so we have an understanding. Disadvantages, simple. Critical weakness, make yourself weaker to certain things. Damage, I think it's like a constant damage that you take. Like you can choose sunlight. Let's see real quick. Yeah, from sunlight, from holy places, so it helps a lot with roleplay. You can have a character who walks into a temple and is suddenly taking damage, or walks into sunlight and is suddenly taking damage. Which is one thing that this game really focuses on a lot, is the role-playing mechanics. Forbidden material, yet again we're going to do some min-maxing probably through this, because orcish material, unbelievably rare. Silver material is only better than steel for enchanting, and by the time you're ready to enchant, you'll be way past steel, so it won't even matter at that point. Shield types, specifically for the character I'm playing, a little bit man. Forbidden weaponry, you can definitely game, because if you already have a class picked out and you know what you're going to go for, you're going to be okay. Inability to regen spell points. I've kind of thought about fucking around with magic, haven't fully committed to it. Don't think it's something I really want to try on my first playthrough, but you know. Phobias is weakness to, so critical weakness refers specifically to certain kind of damages, as you can see here. But if I can go back, yeah, whatever, sure. But phobias to certain kind of animals, so Daedra, humans, undead, animals, whatever you have. And you can just click those to get rid of them right away. Reputations are how you're liked. For the most part, none of this matters except for underworlds and nobility are good to have. To be honest, I haven't figured out any way to increase these. Oh, and I just have. Alright, so you click here. So you can be max nobility, max underworld. But merchants are pretty much always shitty. But I can go down on scholarly. But we're not messing with this yet. We both just learned something new there. I didn't even know you could mess with these sliders. First things first, primary skills. What I mostly want to focus on is gonna be, where is it? Short blade. I'm gonna go for short blade because I'm going for a stealth type. A lot of these skills won't. The skills that really won't make sense are things like Centaurian, Daedric, Giantish, and these are all language skills, which on my first playthrough I thought would mean that I could speak to Centaurians or Daedra or blah 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 blah. You really can't. As far as I know, the only benefit of these is that they will give you the chance for animals within certain categories to be less likely to become hostile towards you, which is overall not super beneficial for what we're looking for. So we're gonna skip over these for the most part. We're gonna go short blade, critical strike. A lot of people judge putting critical strike in primary skills, but I think it's worthwhile. Lockpicking, basically useless. Pickpocketing is pretty good. Um, I'm debating between putting pickpocket or running in my primary skills, and just to kind of show my character as a pussy, I am gonna put running in a primary skill. If I don't kill them in one shot, I'm running away. Effectively, is my plan. Um, Next, we have our major skills, which are skills that are gonna be learned quickly, but not as quickly as our other things. Well, backstabbing is kind of meh. I don't really know if I want to go for backstabbing. Um, I think stealth. I think streetwise, and I'm kind of tempted to do a second. We're gonna go pickpocket. Okay. All right. So these are pretty much what's important in your minor skills. I'm really not gonna fuck with magic at all because my brain's too small to handle such a thing. So in minor skills, you really just want to do things that are helpful, like things that you'll pick up naturally, such as climbing, dodging. Nothing here. I think backstabbing we could even throw on as a minor skill. It'd probably be better as a major, but or major or primary, but who cares? Medical, always good because you'll have to heal yourself. And then swimming is good. And I would think etiquette, but that's not my guy. My guy's not good at etiquette. You know, he's not out here to be kind. He's got one plan really, and that's just steal as much gold as possible while killing as many people he can without getting into actual fights. Because as soon as it becomes an actual fight, he's running. Simply, he's just gonna get away. So we'll do jumping as our last one, just so we can be pretty athletically good. Running's primary skill because you'll constantly gain fucking running. Our hit points being this low, not great. And you can't type in a number here, so you really just have to play a game. There we go. Now we're gonna go to special advantages. First, we're gonna go to expertise. Not what I wanted. Expertise in short blade, because we're going short blade. Next, we're going for immunity to paralysis, because fuck paralysis. And then athleticism, which is good. Now, we are gonna kind of game here using edit special disadvantages, so critical weakness to paralysis. Oh, fuck. Fuck. So they did fix that. Can't do that, I guess. Son of a bitch. We're gonna do damage from holy places, because the gods are generally not in our character's favor. Forbidden material, you're gonna go for orcish because you'll pretty much never find it. Forbidden material, you're gonna go for silver because you'll pretty much find it. Forbidden armor type, all these are fine. You don't really want to fuck with them. You can say leather, but we like leather. You know, it's the easiest one to do because all the rest will be chain or plate. They won't be leather, but I don't want that there. Alright, cool. But we do have to get this way down. So, light powered magery, lower magic ability in darkness, unable to use magic in darkness. This one's not as good. We don't really want this disadvantage because we might use some healing spells, but darkness powered, unable to use magic in daylight, totally fine. We'll take that. As you can see, it has significantly dropped our thing, and it will not affect us in the long run. An ability to regen spell points will drop you very low. Don't really need it, but we don't need spell points, but Well, okay. Let's think. Let's think. Because the only time I ever use spells is really for healing, so I don't think it'll be too bad. I think right here, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. We can't use silver, orcish, holy places scare us, no magic in the daylight, and we can't regen any magic. Now, as you can see, this shit is way too low. There's a couple things I can do to balance, which I could add regenerate health, general, and that's already popped us back up to there. As you can see, it's a very expensive increase to go to regenerate health. One thing I might try is we already have a bonus to hit animals, and then we can do bonus to hit humanoid, and that seems good. Animals and humans, we got them fucked up. Alright, so that's pretty much everything worked out. Edit reputations, we want to be +10 in the underworld. Scholars, we don't give a fuck about. So we'll go straight down on scholars, because who cares about scholars? Scholars are fucking idiots at the end of the day. Nobility is nice to be liked by. I think we'll go up by 5 on nobility, down by 5 on peasants. Okay, that seems good to me. And then here is where it gets... Luck, I like to have luck. Personality is pretty much useless. Hold on. I need to think a bit more about this class setup. Because for the most part, what I'm doing here makes sense. But okay, okay. Alright, so personality is not that important. So we're gonna drop that way down. You'll see why this matters later. I'm very quickly gonna put stealth as a major, and then alright, we're just gonna put Nymph there and Centaurian for a second, so I can change these. We're gonna make this one running, and then make this one stealth. And that works out better for us in the long run. Okay, so personality doesn't really matter. Our agility does matter. We really want our agility to be way up. We're gonna go to 70. I like luck. A lot of people say luck doesn't matter. I like luck. Willpower is a bit of a meh for me, you know. I just don't normally find it that useful. But we're gonna do this. So strength, not too important. Intelligence, somewhat important. Perception, not important. Speed, I like. Endurance, don't really need that much endurance, so we'll drop down to 35. We're gonna dump a ton into luck. A lot of luck, a lot of agility. Speed is good. Strength is good. Um, Strength is gonna be good for us, you know. And the only thing, we really don't need that much intelligence, to be honest with you. So we can go pretty low on intelligence. I'm thinking 30. Throw this into strength. Willpower is also not that important, but willpower is actually very not important for us. So I'll also take this down to 30. And honestly, with that, I am gonna get strength up to 70. Put endurance up to 45. Take agility up to 80. Oh, it can only go to 75. Okay, cool. Then we're also gonna get strength up to 75. Alright, so boy here, pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. Not much willpower, very agile. Decent endurance, personality low, speed normal, luck pretty high. So this is gonna be our shady gambler. Sounds good to me. Fuck. Without that slash, sounds good to me. And we can up hit points just a bit to like 12. It's really my golden number I'm shooting for. There we go, 12. Perfect. Exit. You can generate your own character's background, but I think I'm gonna do choose your character's career path by answering 12 important. Yeah. Of all disagreeable types, you have the most personal hatred for sanctimonious priests, diabolic wizards, greedy merchants, power mad robber barons. We hate priests. We have a weakness to holy sites. The one skill you cannot work without must be. We're gonna go pickpocketing. We are best at short-bladed weapons. We're gonna take an ebony dagger. As a child, your nickname was Quicksilver. You are friendlier than most with the amount of sniffs. We're gonna go nymphs. You know, my boy's a bit of a whore. Since childhood, you have saved 100 gold pieces of Carissa Pro. We're gonna go for our favorite book. As much as you are able, you socialize, practice acrobatics, study economics, spar, swim, trespass, learn street smarts. We're gonna go for learn street smarts here. What motivates you into a life of adventure? For the most part, for our boy, riches. What god, if any, do you worship? We might go RK. Yeah, we are gonna go RK. Before you set out for the Imperial City, you brought with you a book. We'll go book. You have the most trouble resisting magic, fighting, avoiding diseases, staying awake and alert. We're gonna go for avoiding diseases. Commoners higher, merchants unchanged, scholars unchanged, nobility lower, underworld higher. And now, most importantly, our name before we start up this Daggerfall journey. and end episode 1. Our name, what could it be? None other than Miller Lite. Perfect. Alright, let's choose our face. We need a good Miller Lite face for our Khajiit. And as you can tell, the Khajiit and Daggerfall are not the same as the Khajiit later on because they become full cat people. This is going to be our guy, the gray-haired Miller Lite, and we will click OK. We got our roll. Now, luck 76. I think that is 80. Alright, well. I'm just trying to look around at these, see how good they are. I think 85 strength, 88 agility, low endurance, low personality, decent speed. I'm going to cut this back down to 86. Put this up to 60. It's up to 77. How many can I take away from this? 5. And get that up to 80, 60. And then push this just a little bit closer. 80 luck, 60 speed. To hit +3, magic resistance 4, spell point 16. Don't really care about that. Damage +3, max enchantment 121. Okay, this is pretty good. Our speed and our luck is amazing. I really like this. A lot of agility, a lot of strength, a lot of luck. Alright, so normally I would re-roll, but this looks good, so we'll save roll. Save roll. Hit OK. Now we can up certain things. First thing I like to do is get all these up to normal. And then really buff out the top one. So here, pickpocket is gonna be our major because we would really like to be good at pickpocketing. Down here, what's most important is dodging, in my opinion. So we are gonna go for dodging. Click OK. Player reflexes determine the overall speed of the game. If you pick, alright, so this is about reflexes. Pretty much, you're always gonna pick very high. They're by far the best option for you here. You click OK. And here we are. We have Miller Lite, our 85 strength, 83 agility, 80 luck, Khajiit, Shady Gambler. It's a good class. I'm excited to get started with it.
400 years after Tiber Septim's reign, the beginning will meet the end, and the bloody circle will close in the Empire of Tamriel. The unworthy heirs of the Septim dynasty have allowed the bonds of the Empire to weaken and crack. Uriel Septim the Seventh cannot repair what his ancestors ignored. The provinces fight among themselves like neglected children, drunk with rebellion, and one indomitable power hides itself, but not forever.
Alright, that was the low audio res initiation.
Excuse the gloom, but none may know of this meeting. The nature of my trouble is darker still. Over a year ago, King Lysandus of Daggerfall died honorably on the field of battle. He was as loyal a subject, ally, and friend as you are. I did grieve for him, but his spirit does not rest. With a spectral army, he haunts his former kingdom, crying for revenge. I do not know why a good and loyal man would be so cursed. Perhaps you can find the answer and close the marble jaws of oblivion, bringing peace to his soul. I ask this as your emperor and your friend. I have one lesser request. Several years ago, I wrote a letter to the Queen of Daggerfall. It never arrived. The letter was of a sentimental and personal nature. If you find and destroy that letter, I will be grateful. Now, my champion, rest well this night, for tomorrow you sail for the kingdom of Daggerfall.
Alright, so our Emperor's been a little scandalous, I hear, sending out letters and shit to a faithful king's wife. I wonder why he could be cursed. Maybe because you were fucking his bitch. Anyways, I wake up, I look around the room. Some hours ago, I was on a boat en route to Daggerfall when a storm of supernatural strength boiled over the Iliac Bay like a fuck, like a malefic creature. Your boat was destroyed, but you managed to swim through the churning water to a promontory rock. There you found a cave and escaped the fury of the storm. Yet only just lit a small fire when a mudslide sealed you within. Your fear of being buried alive calmed when you saw the corridor leading out to the caravan. Perhaps there is a way out of this cave after all. Once free of the cave, you can begin the Emperor's quest. Our Emperor seems to be a bit of a whore, and let's double check there's nothing here. Just a tutorial. Cool, so I'm gonna bring some more to y'all in the next episode. We have our character made, we have the Emperor's quest. Our Emperor's being a bit of a whore, but we'll figure some more about that next time. Thanks, enjoy some more, keep watching.